Ah, hello.
Hi guys, and welcome to today's episode of Quarantine Cooking with Daniel. As you can tell, I have my chef's hat on, and I'm ready to go. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Our chef today is Daniel Hall. Daniel is a self-acclaimed chef, working several cooking-related jobs in his career. Daniel specializes in Asian cuisine, as well as cooking steak. His favorite meal to cook is stir fry, and his nickname is FloppyPENGuinn. So, in today's episode, episode number 1, I will be cooking 2 eggs, sunny side up, got some bacon here, delicious looking, and some biscuits, some frozen biscuits, for my dad. He's going to be the judge today. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so to start, guys, I'm going to be preparing the eggs, so I'm going to be putting some olive oil in the pan right here, as you see, and not too much, just about right there for my eggs. And then, as you can see here, I have got the oven preheated to 375 for the biscuits, and those are going to be going in the oven on a tray like this. And also, going to get the bacon started here. That's going to be really good. Going to go ahead and turn on my burner as well. Just put it on like a low 2, or maybe like a 3. And I'm going to be making the bacon in a cast iron skillet, just like that. Okay. For the bacon, we're going to go ahead and set it on a good medium right now for the cast iron skillet to get heating up. Just let it heat up for a little bit. We'll turn it down later. And I'm going to go ahead and get started on cutting the bacon as well. So we've got some rather long strips here. I'm going to go ahead and grab a knife so I can go ahead and cut this down. I'm going to cut them in half. So I'll go ahead and just make 4 pieces. Some amazing looking bacon. Alright, so we've got 2 pieces here that I cut in half. So that makes 4 total, of course. And we don't need oil or spray in the cast iron skillet for the bacon. It makes its own grease, so that's a really good perk. You don't have to use any oil for that or anything. Go ahead and get the biscuits ready. As you can see, I've got my great frozen biscuits here. So we're just going to set them equally across the pan. And like I said, I've got the oven preheated already to 375. So we're going to go ahead and stick these in there. They take about 19 or 20 minutes to bake. We're going to put them on the top rack today. So, just go on and set them on in there, just like so. Alright, so next, we've got our pan that's here for the eggs, kind of heating up. We have our bacon skillet heating up as well, just kind of waiting for it to get a little hotter. So now we've got the plate that we're going to be using for serving it today. And we also have our 2 eggs here, like I showcased earlier. And the pan is getting just hot enough. It's pretty decently hot, and so right whenever you crack the eggs, you kind of want to hear a light sizzle, maybe something a little more as well. And I've still got it set on that 2 setting, or 3 if you like. So you just crack the egg and gently place it on the pan. As you can see, we've got the white already starting to form and kind of sizzle a little bit. Kind of get the yolks there next to each other and throw away the shells, of course. And always, don't forget to wash your hands. That's a very important lesson, kiddos. And so, now, continuing on, let's go ahead and see how our skillet for the bacon is doing. It's getting a little hot. Not quite hot enough, but close. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get the bacon ready to go in there. We've got our eggs cooking in the pan right now. So, let's go ahead and just gently set the bacon in there. It's not going to be sizzling a whole ton at the beginning whenever you set it down. The pan should only mildly be hot, not anything too hot for it right whenever you put it down. And kind of just place them evenly, try to disperse them a little bit if you can. So we've got 4 pieces in there that we're making today for our meal. And as you can see, the eggs are still kind of going. They're about a quarter of the way done right now. It hasn't been very long. We'll kind of keep you posted on going through that. And let's go ahead and get our cutting board ready to clean off as well. And wash our hands again. Always important. Alright, and as you can see, the eggs in the pan are starting to kind of sizzle. You can see some bubbles start to appear out of them. That's real important as well. And you want to make sure to always check the bottom of them too with a nice rubber or plastic spatula, because you don't want to scratch your pan. So we can just kind of go ahead and take a peek here. Not quite going to be done just yet. Still got a little ways to go. Alright, so as you can see, I've got a non-stick pan here going for the eggs. And why that's important is because of this. You don't want them to get stuck, because then it's likely that they'll overcook. It's a good idea to always use a non-stick pan. We've got the bacon here that's getting ready to be flipped over. So we're just going to kind of check on a couple pieces. And as you can see, it starts to immediately sizzle once you flip it over to the colder side. To the uncooked side. And now I've also turned up the burner, put it on a 7 now instead of being on medium. So we're just going to kind of finish flipping over these last couple pieces of bacon, and then we'll make sure that we get that second side done as our eggs are starting to finish up over here. Alright, so now our eggs are looking like they're just about done, so I'm going to turn the burner off. Going to kind of make sure that they are not stuck to the bottom of the non-stick pan, which is another really good reason to use a non-stick pan, because you don't want them to stick whenever you're trying to take them out, because then you can break the yellow yolk. So, as you can see too, they're popping a little bit more now because they're getting a lot hotter. So now to plate, what we're going to do is just gently put our spatula here, and we'll slide them off onto the plate, just like so. Alright, so now we've got the bacon going. I just flipped it over one last time to give it one last little cook on the original side that it was on first. And it looks like it's getting pretty much done here. So we're also going to go ahead and plate this, and while we're working on that, we're going to check on the biscuits. Alright, as you can see, they're getting kind of golden, but not super brown yet, so we're just going to let those go for another minute or so. Go ahead and turn off our burner for the bacon. And go ahead and move it on over here and get it ready to plate. So now we've got our 4 pieces of bacon sitting there next to our eggs. And we're just about ready to pull the biscuits right out of the oven. So let's get our oven mitts here. Red and black. Alright. Let's go ahead and check on the biscuits. Ah, yes, they look great, don't they? Alright, so as we go ahead and pull them on out of here. Set them on the stove top. Alright. So, not going to be plating all these biscuits, just going to choose 2. And we're going to go ahead and turn the oven off as well. Alright. And so now we're going to be selecting these 2 to plate for my dad. He's going to be the judge today, as I said earlier. Today's judge is Joe Hall. Judge Joe specializes in Southern breakfast cuisine, as well as grilling various meats. Joe also taught today's chef many of his cooking skills at a young age, and his favorite meal to cook is none other than breakfast. Okay, so what I prepared for you today is 2 sunny side up eggs, pan seared, with biscuits that are oven baked, and 4 slices of bacon.
Okay. Looks great so far. I like the way that it's plated. Biscuits look cooked to perfection. Bottom's not overdone. Top's golden brown. Inside perfectly done. Bacon fairly crispy. It looks good, not overcooked. The eggs. One thing I noticed in a sunny side up egg, I don't know what happened to this right here where the white is. Still should be fine. As far as the white around the yolk, I noticed that some of it's a little overdone, where it burned a little bit, which is just high heat, or maybe there's a little oil in the pan or something. But it's still very doable. Let's check the yolks and make sure they're nice and runny. And they are. So I would say that these eggs are not overdone at all. So let's dig in and give it a taste. A little biscuit. Just dig up here, get some of that yellow. It is good. I'd say maybe the eggs were a little bit overcooked. That yellow's starting to get a little bit hard. Other than that, I'd say this is a perfectly prepared breakfast I'd eat anytime, anywhere.
Really glad to hear that. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Man, I feel like I really dodged a bullet today, especially whenever he was going over the bacon. Definitely thought that I might have overcooked a piece. I'm just really glad that I got through today. Seemed like he really enjoyed it. I'm really glad for that. I'm excited to come back next week and see what we can do with the new challenge that lies ahead next week.